the final day down here in Jupiter, and we're honored to be joined by Perfect Game Vice President of Player Personnel, David Rawnsley. David, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
As we wrap up here, a great week. Just if you can, for those maybe unfamiliar with Jupiter and the World WWBA Association World Championship, what does this mean for these teams to come down here and play against top competition and just the event itself?
Well, Jupiter is, it's almost beyond baseball. We bring in, as Perfect Game brings in, the 88 best travel teams in the country with the idea of getting the best players here. And when you get the best players in one spot for highly competitive games, you're going to get the scouts and the college coaches. We probably have close to 1,000 college coaches and scouts. You've seen the golf carts all week and everything like that. And it's almost an end of season baseball celebration. This is the last big gathering of scouts during the season. We go through a whole summer and fall circuit where these scouts and coaches from early June at our national through area codes, East Coast Pro, summer tournaments and stuff, you know, the Tournament of Stars. We're all watching these same players. We're watching the underclassmen, and Jupiter is kind of the summary where it all comes together for this year's baseball. And it's fun, it's a social gathering, but it's really about the players. And we tend to focus on the best players, but virtually every one of these players here has the potential to play college baseball, to play at the next level. You know, we look at the pro guys, of course, but everybody here is a potential college player, and they're playing against great competition. They're playing on professional fields. They have scouts and coaches watching them. It's just a great environment for baseball here in Jupiter.
And for an organization like the Chicago Scouts Association, northern-based, there's not going to be much baseball more played outside, the rest of this year. But for them to be an opportunity like this on a level footing, you have a program for Florida or California or from Texas, they're right here with the Chicago Scouts. What does that mean for the players and their development and their exposure?
Well, I think an important thing for any player, whether you're in Georgia or California, or whether you're from Chicago, Wisconsin, Minnesota, is to play against the best players you can. That's the only real way to get better as a baseball player, or really any athlete or in any part of your life, is be with people who are as good or better than you. And places like Jupiter, and especially Jupiter, this event brings together the best players. So a young man from Chicago who's thinking about playing college baseball, thinking he wants to play in the big leagues and go through all that work, he'll get a chance to play against better players and measure himself against those players, measure his team against those players. I can't tell you who Chicago Scouts Association played all in their schedule this week, but I'm sure there were some pretty impressive teams there, and they look at those players. I need to do this to get better to be able to compete with these players. The parents see it too. We get a lot of parents coming down here for the week. They're proud of their kids. Back at home, they're the best players. They get to see players from the rest of the country too, and see where their son measures up as well. And Chicago Scouts Association brings some great players. I think a lot of these parents are figuring out, hey, my kid compares with these kids from Georgia and California and Florida. Gives them pride, gives them more impetus to support their kid, and of course it makes the kid feel good too.
The pride of the parents and the players, for you personally, what do you take most pride in with this event and with Perfect Game and this grand opportunity for these players?
It's all about the players, and that's something Perfect Game believes in strongly. And I think John Sarna, the people involved with Chicago Scouts Association believe in. It's all about the players. It's all about the families, and we get this every year. This is maybe about the 20th Jupiter, and it's grown virtually every year. I've been working with Perfect Game for 15 years, and every year you get a new group of kids, a new group of families come through. And to be able every year to help the kids and the families realize their baseball dreams, to give them memories going down the road. I'm sure all these parents are getting videos and pictures out here on these pro fields and everything. The players meet, have their peers from other teams. If they're playing out in college, they might end up, or minor leagues or even major leagues. We played together in Jupiter in 2016. You're creating memories, and to be able to every year help in a small way create these memories for these kids and family, it's fantastic. And what drives a lot of people, in not just in Perfect Game, but in the whole baseball world, is to help these kids.
Thank you, David.
My pleasure.